Evan's Journey to Life. The Relationship of Attraction, Day 67. To read this post, it must be understood that we're walking this process and blog, Heaven's Journey to Life, multidimensionally, which means each post covers one dimension, but is interconnected into and as multi-dimensions in our process of walking the point in question of who I am and how this I created and manifested this entire physical existence. Thus suggested, to read this blog from day one, as many of the points in previous dimensions and days and posts are always brought through into the next days and dimensions and posts, as all the dimensions interconnect as the multidimensionality we've created and manifested as our separation as energy and consciousness from and of life and equality and oneness. Thus, if one is faced with this post and have not yet read this blog from day one, suggest that first self-start from day one, as otherwise one will have no context of many dimensions that is walked in this post that has been dealt with in detail in previous posts. In and from this post, we're going to walk more detail into and as the relationship and competition dynamics within and between the Adam and male and Eve and female singularities that we walked within the posts, the energy of Adam and Eve, day 58, and why the oneness experience do not in fact exist, day 59, and the singularity that collapsed life, day 60, and having a look at the nature and action of blame within and as spite, excuse, and justification that the manifested singularities experienced the moment their external positive energy experience diminished and lessened, the more and more and more they attempted and tried to move closer and closer and closer together within and as their one point in position and location within existence. Pulling this interaction between the Adam and male and Eve and female singularities through to the relationships between partners today within and as the existence of the mind as energy, how and why the experience of relationship within space and time move mostly from the positive to the neutral and eventually to the negative. And within this, having a look at the nature and action of sex, the physical movement of the physical bodies closer and closer and closer together into and as the positive, then neutral, and eventually to the negative. Within having a look at the interdimensional physical processes that manifest within and during sex, within the context and manifestation of the mind's relationship to the physical body. So, we're going to walk this post from within the one location and position within existence with the Adam and male and even female singularities experiencing their oneness in and as the one aura and presence manifestation, and the equality of and as the externalized positive energy experience interpretation, that as they move closer and closer and closer together with no more space and substance left into the depth of existence and their beingness to move forward and inward to consume substance to transform into energy, where their molecules into infinity within and as their forced position and location within existence started consuming themselves and returning themselves as energy into and as substance, as the aura and presence molecules into infinity were no more being replaced by new molecules manifesting into the reaches of infinity with the Adam and male and even female singularities, maintaining their friction and conflict relationship to and towards substance and consuming substance at the equal and one rate and speed to manifest their aura and presence, resonance, and reverberation and ripples as molecules into and as infinity. And so, as their friction and conflict relationship diminished and lessened, so did their aura and presence reaches into infinity, that eventually lead to the diminishing and lessening of their externalized positive energy experience, oneness and equality. The externalized positive energy experience that was dependent on the condensed vibration and frequency of and as their molecules into infinity of and as their merged aura and presence, and dependent on the rate and speed of their movement forward and inward into existence and their beingness to consume substance, to transform into energy, because they move closer and closer and closer together with no more movement forward and inward into the depths of existence and their beingness, the speed and movement as friction and conflict, as velocity and frequency and extent of energy produced, diminished, and lessened, manifesting a domino effect that diminished and lessened the reaches of their aura and presence, and so diminished their externalized positive energy experience, moving their awareness from the externalized positive energy experience to their own internal positive energy experience, to the neutral and eventually to the negative, where the negative energy experience, fear, and fear of loss instigated and initiated the movement away from each other into and as the depths of existence and substance without, and the depths of substance within, as their beingness, to so again manifest themselves into an as equilibrium within and as their own existence. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to, in and as equality and oneness, with and as energy and substance, the mind and the physical from the beginning to now, seen, realized, and understood. How in the relationship between the atom and male and Eve and female singularities, with the atom and male singularities primarily being oriented and existent within and as the awareness of and as the negative and neutral energy experience, that the nature of attraction within and between the atom and male and Eve and female singularities was primarily initiated by and through the atom and male singularities in their awareness of and as the Eve and female singularities, aura and presence, with the Eve and female singularities, aura and presence manifested as the energy accumulation and manifestation that the Eve and female singularities consisted of and existed as the Eve and female singularities manifestation of and as themselves, was primarily existent within and as the accumulation of energies, from the negative to the neutral and the positive, and thus with their awareness and manifestation primarily existent within and as the neutral and positive equally as one manifested their aura and presence, within and as the accumulation and manifestation of and as the neutral and positive energy experiences, which the atom and male singularities, with not existing in and as the neutral and positive energy experiences accumulation to the equal extent as what the Eve and female singularities consisted of and existed as, was thus drawn to and attracted to that positive energy experience resonance of and as the Eve and female singularities, aura and presence. Because both singularities have access to and experience the positive energy experience accumulation within themselves. The Eve and female singularities maintain this experience consistently, whereas the atom and male only rarely experience its accumulation into and as the positive energy experience. Thus, the more and more it moved closer and closer to the Eve and female singularities, aura and presence, the more the atom and male singularity experienced the constancy of and as the positive energy experience. Thus here, the initial nature of attraction in the beginning of our existence as atom and male, or Eve and female singularities, that was initially initiated by and through the atom and male singularities that was literally moving to and towards in attraction to and towards the Eve and female singularity, with becoming aware of the constancy of and as the Eve and female singularities, aura and presence, positive energy experience. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to, in and as equality and oneness with and as energy and substance, the mind and the physical from the beginning to now, seen, realized, and understood. The nature of attraction between the atom and male and even female singularities in the beginning was from within and as the atom and male singularity attraction to and towards the even female singularities, aura and presence, positive energy experience constancy. Thus, essentially, within the existence of the singularities as energy, in comparison between the atom and male singularities and Eve and female singularities, the atom and male singularities were the lesser, inferior manifestations of and as energy, due to and because of their energies only reaching and existent primarily within and as the negative and the neutral, and the Eve and female singularities, the superior, as their energies primarily reaching and existent within and as the positive energy experience. With the nature and action of attraction, initially from within and of the atom and male singularities, in looking at the sound, energy, and physical symbolism within and as the attraction, ATTR, attribute and quality and power, action, attraction, action and existence, where a manifestation manifests a relationship awareness to and as a particular attribute, power, and quality of and as another's actions and existence in who and how they are. In the case within the interaction between the atom and male singularity and Eve and female singularity, the atom and male singularity manifested a relationship awareness to and as the particular attribute, power, and quality of and as the Eve and female's action and existence in and as their distribution, circulation, and continuity of and as the positive energy experience. Where within and as the nature of and as the existence of and as energy, attraction can only exist in and as separation, where one manifestation attempt and try to be and become and reach equal awareness and experience of and as energy as experienced and become aware of within another. Thus, the existence of attraction proves the existence of inequality, where the atom and male singularity was unequal to the Eve and female singularity, regarding the positive energy experience, and so was attracted to and towards the even female singularity positive energy experience. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to, in and as equality and oneness with and as energy and substance, the mind and the physical from the beginning to now, seen, realized, and understood how, with attraction initially manifesting from and of the atom and male singularity within its inferior existence regarding the amount and accumulation of energy, in comparison to the Eve and female singularity superior existence regarding the amount and accumulation of and as energy, where the manifestations of inferiority and superiority stood within and as the existence of the amount of energy within and as their manifested singularities, where even to this day within and as the existence of ourselves as the mind in our experiences within ourselves regarding superiority and inferiority, the experience of superiority and inferiority is existent within and as the nature of our participation in the mind, with our relationship to and as the accumulation and diminishment of and as the energy experiences within ourselves. The more energy we have and accumulate, we manifest the experience of superiority. The lesser energy we have and manifest, we manifest the experience of inferiority, experiencing only ourselves as neutral and negative in comparison to superiority, experiencing the positive energy experience. Within this, I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to, in and as equality and oneness, with and as energy and substance, the mind and the physical from the beginning to now, seen, realized, and understood the existence of and as attraction between human beings as the physical mind-physical relationship manifest the aura and presence of and as the human being, where when and as a human being is manifested in and as the mind, within and as inferiority, within particular specific attributes, qualities, and power of and as energy, would initiate and instigate the relationship of attraction to and towards a human being existent within and as superiority, more and accumulated energy, within and as such particular attributes, qualities, power, which has become the nature of relationships between human beings as it exists today, where the attraction human beings experience within themselves and towards each other is the attraction to and towards each other's attributes, qualities, and powers of and as energy in the mind manifestations that both are experiencing as inferior within themselves, but superior towards each other. And so within and as that attraction, attempt equalize themselves as energy and mind to and as that superiority, they were attracted to and experienced as energy to and towards each other, where relationships are no way, in fact, the equality of and as two human beings, but in fact exist within and as the nature and action of self-interest, of equalizing self's own existence as energy and the mind. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to, in and as equality and oneness, with and as substance and energy, the mind and the physical, from the beginning to now, seen, realized, and understood, how attraction evolved within and between the atom and male and even female singularities in the beginning, from initially being initiated and instigated by and through the atom and male singularity, attracted to and towards the even female singularity, superiority of and as the positive energy experience. However, the moment they merged and manifested the equal externalized positive energy experience, that moment manifested the relationship of attraction within and between the atom and male and even female singularities in their attraction to and towards a superior externalized positive energy experience. They both equally experienced within and during the merging of themselves in that one location and position within existence, where in comparison of themselves as energy and the externalized positive energy experience, the externalized positive energy experience interpretation of the accumulation and manifestation of their merged auras and presences in and as that one location and position within existence was superior to their inferior and lesser experience of the accumulation of their energies, aura, and presence within and as their own manifested singularities alone. We'll continue in the next post, having a look at the nature of attraction more specifically and how it now exists within and as the mind within the physical body, within and between two human beings, with attraction existent only between two unequal parts and beings and manifestations, that is attempting to and trying to equalize their mind and energy within themselves, and thus why and how relationships have become dependent on energy and experience instead of actual, equal, and one living, of and as the growth, development, and expansion of two individuals walking, living, and expressing together, but that relationships had become an existence of competition between inferiority and superiority, where individuals, as the mind is attempting to and trying to equalize the energies within and as their own minds. I commit myself to show how the relationship had become manifested within and as the dynamics of competition, where two human beings existent within superiority and inferiority relationships within themselves are attracted to each other's superior qualities and attributes and powers of and as their existence and manifestation as the mind, with the nature of attraction where the two individuals attempt and try to equalize themselves within themselves to the superiority qualities, powers, and attributes they experience within each other. In this competition and relationship dynamics between human beings, we have not, in fact, really learned, grown, and expanded within our relationships with ourselves and with each other, as relationships only become existent within the experience and interest and evolution of energy and mind, and the game of competition between individuals are played within and between their inferiorities and superiorities to attempt and try to equalize their own minds and energy experiences to and towards each other's superiorities. Instead of relationships manifesting within and as the starting point of and as equality and oneness, where two human beings make an informed, practical decision of who they are within themselves and together, and so establishing actual real equality and oneness with themselves and each other that is not dependent on or determined by experience. But the decision and process of establishing the agreement and relationship is done within how two individuals can best assist and support themselves and each other in all spheres of their lives to learn from each other and in fact grow, expand, develop as individuals. This process of the establishing of equal and one living agreements and relationships is practically walked and facilitated by and through the agreement and relationship course within the Destiny Eye process, where one is practically guided, assisted, and supported with one's own relationship with oneself and or with another, in stopping the inferiority and superiority competition games we play within ourselves and with others, to manifest an equal and one living agreement with self and or with another, where one's life does not become dependent on and controlled by energy experiences, but live in self-awareness with self, one's physical body, and or another in equality and oneness, where who one is in every moment of breath is done within and as decision in considering self, the moment and another in equality and oneness, and no more in moments-based choices on experiences and reactions of energies that only create and manifest consequence and separation. I commit myself to show how and why the nature and existence of attraction is not something beautiful, miraculous, and great, but that the nature of attraction in fact exists only for and as energy, in fact only exists within and as separation and inequality, as two parts are attracted to each other's superiorities within what is existent within themselves as inferior. That the experience of superiority and inferiority is in fact only existent within the nature of the amount of energy existent within and as one's mind and mind consciousness system, and that relationships have thus become compromised within and as the existence of and as the mind and consciousness and energy, where within and as relationships, the mind and consciousness and energy can equalize and stabilize its energy experiences within itself, for itself, and thus that relationships is in no way, in fact, a union between the totality of two individual human beings, but the relationship forming between minds for the interest of their own energy survival and experience, a process that we will be walking more specifically in post to continue within this blog. I commit myself to show how the attraction that the male and female from two human beings equally experience to and towards each other from within themselves is existent within and as the inherent beingness pre-programming of the mind's relationship to the physical, as we existed from the beginning with the atom and male and even female singularities that equally experienced the externalized positive energy experience, where the more and more the manifested singularities merged together, they patterned into their awareness within and as their manifested singularities and beingness, this externalized positive energy experience, interpretation awareness they experience when merging together. And so throughout time, this awareness manifested within and as the very existence between and within the mind and the physical. And so why and how human beings experience this attraction to and towards each other as the inherent remembrance in knowing that in the merging of themselves in relationship and sex, They will come to experience this externalized superior positive energy experience interpretation awareness together, which is the one and only thing human beings as the mind, in fact, seek and search for as the mind, this positive energy experience awareness in the merging in relationship of two minds in relationship and sex as what relationships and sex has in fact only been about, the interest of the mind in experiencing energy. I commit myself to show how we'll transform the nature of relationships to agreements of equal and one living, facilitating the growth, development, expansion, and learning of two individuals from and with each other, rather than existing in constant and continuous competition for energy within the dynamics of superiority and inferiority, and how we'll transform the nature of sex from only existent within reaching a positive energy experience accumulation and orgasm to utilizing sex in the development of and as physical intimacy with one's physical body in equality and oneness, and with that of another in equality and oneness, which can only be walked within and as solid substantial agreements between individuals, so that relationships and sex no more exist only for energy and experience, that the consequences this has come to manifest in the nature and state of what relationships and sex has become in this world, but that relationships and agreements and sex within that is reconstituted to two individuals really assisting and supporting themselves and each other to become more than what we've accepted and allowed ourselves to exist as energy, mind, and consciousness that only seeks the fulfillment of and as its own energy experience, and do not, in fact, consider, regard, and honor the human, the physical body, and anything and anyone else for that matter, as it only cares about the fulfillment of its own energy experience. And so, within the reconstitution of relationships to agreements of equality and oneness, human beings will learn to honor and respect themselves, each other, and so their physical bodies, and in this equality and oneness, really understand what it means to consider, regard, and care for others as self in equality and oneness, so that we can start seeing, realizing, and understanding what we've done and become as energy and separation from ourselves, our bodies, each other, and this physical existence. That we get out of our possession of energy and into actual physical living, so that we can come together and stand together to finally sort out this creation we've neglected and abused and destroyed due to and because of our obsession and possession with and as energy and mind consciousness.